Hello, everybody, and welcome to Circular Talks by Crave, where we address everything related to the circular economy. Today, we're very happy to have with us our brand partner, Soma Studio Milano. I am with Anna and Marlon. Why don't you guys introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Soma Studio Milano?
Hello guys, I'm Marlon from Soma Studio Milano.
Hi guys, I'm Ana Luiza from Soma. We are very happy to be here taking part on this podcast. Thanks a lot, Ccrave, for the invitation. I am a communicator and Marlon is a product designer. And we created Soma to sparkle conversations around the circular economy and circular design. So we create contents around this topic to drive these conversations and to increase awareness.
Awesome. So the circular economy is still a pioneering concept. It's a very important concept, but a lot of people still don't really understand what it is. And that's okay. We're here to kind of bridge that knowledge gap. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what is the circular economy?
Yes, sure. So to understand the circular economy, I think it's important to understand our current economy, the linear economy. The linear economy is basically, like the name says, a linear model where we take things from nature, we make things, and we dispose of it in a linear way. We don't close.
We don't close the loop,
let's say.
right? Yeah.
Yes, in the circular economy, we aim for a more natural way, a circular model where we make, and we reintroduce materials and products into the system again in a way that we don't generate waste. I mean, the aim is zero waste, of course, but it's a long process. So we aim for less and less waste until the day we reach zero waste.
Mhm.
But the idea is to be inspired by nature, because in nature, as we know, there are no landfills. Things grow, things die, and they go back to nature. So that's how the economy should work as well.
Yeah, so we produce less waste and we also don't deplete all our natural resources and raw materials and all of that. Yeah. It's important to
Yes,
have
yes.
I think it's important to lower our impact on the earth because so far it hasn't been going very well. Everything we do, we dispose of it. We don't really think so much about how much plastic we're leaving around, or we don't think a lot about how much it takes to produce one item and all the process behind it, the carbon footprint and all of that. So it's very important to bring awareness about all of that.
Yes, sure. And in the circular economy, we say that there are two cycles: the biological cycle and in the industrial cycle. So, for example, if you have a computer, you can, like, once the computer is not in use anymore, you should be able to take the materials that the computer is made of and reintroduce in the industrial cycle. Or if you have a compostable material, like a vase made of a compostable material, this could go back to nature, to the soil. So you have the biological cycle and the industrial cycle, and the idea is to always return materials to these cycles in a way that you don't waste anything.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you tell us a bit can you give us some tips maybe about how to choose circular products for your home, and or like how to apply the circular concept, circularity in our homes?
Yes, sure. So when we talk about circularity and how to apply it to our homes, we are actually talking about finding affordable and practical ways to live within the core principles of the circular economy. And as I said, the circular economy aims to zero waste, and we know that this aim will be achieved through a long process and collaboration. But we need to consider that applying circularity to our homes doesn't mean zero waste, at least not yet.
I think it's very difficult to be completely zero waste sometimes, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, it's very difficult and can be overwhelming. But we can always, we don't need to aim for zero waste because, yes, it's very difficult, but we need to consider that we should educate ourselves to generate less and less waste and pollution. So, for example, when we think about one of the core principles of the circular economy that says we should keep products and materials in use, how do we apply this principle to our daily lives? So we can start by taking good care of our home products and make sure we try to repair them as much as possible to extend their life cycle. We can, for example, also buy second-hand products, let's say furniture and electrical appliances. Another very good thing to do is to invest in modular products that are easy to be repaired, so we don't waste materials. Whenever we think also about buying something new, let's say a bed, we should ask if we really need it and what should we do with our current bed. Can we give back to the industry for recycling, or we give to someone that is in need, or even a friend who would like to have another bed, for example. And then when it comes to another circular principle that is design out waste and pollution, again, you might think, oh, but how can I apply this to my home? Well, you can incorporate it at your home by choosing brands that are somehow designing out waste from their products and services. For example, instead of buying plastic storage solutions, you can buy reclaimed glass pots and containers, paper bags, reusable silicone wraps, and even more natural options such as beeswax wraps. You can also, for example, shop for food in places that offer refill instead of packaging. You can choose cleaning and beauty products with plant-based and non-toxic formulas that can actually pollute our waterways. And then when we think about the third principle of the circular economy, that is about regenerating natural systems, which means not only not harming the environment, but also doing something good. So you can think about this at your home if you think about compost solutions to manage our home's organic waste. So we can use the compost in our gardens, for example. And finally, I think we should always try to support projects and companies that are working to regenerate natural systems. And I think you should always have in mind things like compostable, repairable, recyclable, reusable, refillable, and reclaimed. And try to really think of your home as a living system, a living ecosystem, where materials and products flow in circles, just like nature, because that's the idea of the circular economy.
That's really great. You gave us so many great tips in there. And it sounds like a lot, but it's actually, if you do it little by little, like you said, we don't have to overwhelm ourselves with everything all at once. If you do it little by little, you try to be more conscious of how much waste you create. I think that's a very good step in the first direction already.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And I think one step at a time, and we will get there. But we cannot say, it's either we have zero waste or we don't do anything.
Yeah, it's not a all or nothing, right? It's a process. We'll do it with our own
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
right. Yeah, with our own capabilities and as much as we can. And I think the most important thing is to just teach ourselves about it and be more educated about do we really need to buy this mango that's wrapped in plastic, or can we just buy the mango without the plastic? It's still covered by the skin, it's still protected, right? So there's a lot of like little things we can incorporate without having to throw everything we own in our house that's made of plastic, then throw it away, right?
Yeah, yes, we actually shouldn't throw. We should always extend the use. But then when you need to buy something new, then you look for non-plastic options. But don't throw your plastic away. Just keep it at your house. Try to use as much as possible so you don't generate more plastic waste.
Yeah, because otherwise we're just adding more waste by trying to be more sustainable, but in the end it doesn't matter because we can still use those products. Yeah.
Yes, true.
So, what about interior decor though? Because you guys work a little bit with that, and I think one interesting thing that that a lot of people like to think about is also how you design your home. So there's one thing about being circular with the little products that we use, but also about designing your home and making sure that it's done in a way that's also good for the environment. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we get a lot of questions about how should we choose a truly circular product, or interior accessory. That's actually a challenging question because circularity doesn't depend on one company or a single product, but is more about a system. So, for example, a product will be truly circular if there is no waste from production to disposal. And if, of course, the working conditions are fair as well, because we see, for example, fast fashion brands that, okay, they might invest in organic cotton, but when you look at the conditions of the workers they are hiring, maybe overseas, the conditions of work are horrible, are not even
Legal, yeah.
So yeah, this also counts, to evaluate if a product is really sustainable and circular. So let me give you an example. So let's say you bought a plant vase made of mycelium and you bought it online. So the vase is made of a compostable biomaterial that is eco-friendly, which is great. Another example, you could have bought a modular sofa also online that allows you to repair it over and over again. So you extend this sofa life cycle. But these products, they will travel to reach your house. And this travel probably means CO2 emissions.
Yeah,
So
carbon footprint. Right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, the packaging of the products will probably use some plastic wraps, like bubble plastic wraps. So, it's that's why it's a system. So, for example, even though someone made a very nice vase made from a biomaterial, we need to have sustainable delivery.
And packaging,
So,
yeah.
and packaging. So, that's a system. But of course, we're not saying this should discourage anyone. We all should aim to make the best choices we can within our economic means and possibilities. And we consider that it's already very good and it's already an improvement that people are trying to choose eco-friendly materials. They're trying to buy secondhand and repair their own goods. But maybe we can also to pay more attention to businesses that respect the environment and their workers. For example, we can look for trustable certifications to find these answers. We can support projects that care for nature and local communities. And we can also buy from local makers and help our own community, which is very important. And in this case, the carbon footprint will be much, much lower. And I think overall, if we want to have circular homes and a circular future, we should educate ourselves about the circular economy and its collaborative approach. We have, Lina, that we have published an ebook covering the basics of the circular economy and circular design. People can actually find this ebook on Ccrave platform, and it's a very nice publication because it's a very how can I say, a very deep research, but it's very accessible. It's easy to understand. And there are a lot of inspiring case studies, and we also share some interviews from designers that are working with biomaterials, with circular products. So it's very nice if you guys who are listening to this podcast have the opportunity to check it out. The link for this publication, it's the first step to learn more about the circular economy.
Yeah, that's awesome. We have a lot of your publications actually in our platform, and that's one of the main reasons we were so keen to partner with you guys, because we all understand the same concept, and you guys are creating such great content. about circular design and circular economy, which is really, really important. And, a lot of the things that you discussed, that you talked about, like reducing our carbon footprint, reducing our plastic, thinking about our packaging, we also create a lot of information around that to kind of guide people along the way. And again, it doesn't have to be a lot of big huge steps. It's little things that every one of us can do to kind of push that circular economy revolution forward, and which you can also find on our website. You can find so many of the brands, the kind of brands that you mentioned. Like, we have to check the company, we have to check to make sure they have the right, they're doing the right labor law conditions, they're doing the right ethical processes, and using waste materials and all of that. That's one thing that we really push toward with every brand that we partner with. We always make sure that we have a vetting process. As you guys know, we go through every step to make sure that they're doing
Yes.
all the proper things, so that then people who want to buy from them, they don't have to do all the research that we already did. So I think that helps a little bit, because a few years ago, when I was looking for sustainable circular products, it's so much work and so much research. It's exhausting. And I think it always helps to have someone else who does the research for you. And then you
Yeah, no,
can.
it's very helpful and important that you guys do such a research and curation, because I think sustainable options should be accessible, should be easy to make, not a burden. Because otherwise, of course, consumers, they are not going to be engaged in that, even though we should be because of climate change and everything. But yeah, I think brands and companies are the ones to help us shifting, to a circular economy and make things easier.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, Anna and Marlon. It was such a pleasure talking to you. And I hope that everybody who's listening will learn a little bit more about the circular economy, about Soma Studio Milano, and a little bit more about Crave as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We really enjoy this podcast. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Speak
Thank you
you.
soon.
guys for
Ciao.
tuning in.